How to test an idea before bringing it to market. One of the worst things you can possibly do as an entrepreneur or any business person is to invest a huge amount of time and money into an idea that doesn't have an audience. If you spend thousands of dollars or countless hours developing a product that no one buys, then of course it is going to be money down the drain. And of course that may sound obvious, but it is an unfortunate reality that happens far more frequently than you might think. The problem is that we will often assume that because we want a certain product, that there must be market demand for it too. Or because something has been successful in the past, it will likely be successful in the future. This is not the case, however, and if you want to ensure your product will be successful, then there are some different precautions you need to take. In this presentation, we'll learn what those are. 1. Validation. In business terms, we call what we just described validation. The aim is to validate an idea for a product or business, and then test if it really has appeal. One way of doing this is to try selling the product or service before it's finished. You can do this by offering a beta test of sorts, by taking pre-orders, or even by having a sales page that informs the buyer you're out of stock only once they try to make a purchase. This is important because very often people will say they're interested in an idea, but they're not necessarily willing to pay for it. To test if your idea truly has legs, you really need your audience to put their money where their mouth is. Then you can calculate how much money you would have made and whether or not that would have been enough to make the work worthwhile. 2. Fail fast. A similar approach is to invest as little time and money into an idea as possible, but still release the product or service. This way, you can then start selling it as quickly as possible and testing to see if there's an audience there. If the product sells as is, called an MVP or minimally viable product, then you can invest more time in developing it and marketing it. If not, you move quickly on to the next project. Hence, fail fast. Top mistakes that new entrepreneurs make. Got a big new idea? Great. In all likelihood, you're probably extremely excited to bring it to market, whether it's some kind of service or some kind of physical product. Either way, though, you are now at a crossroads. People have amazing ideas all the time, but it is rare that they actually do anything useful with those ideas. All too often, those ideas don't come to anything because the person with the said idea never takes a chance on it, or because they go about it in the wrong way. Here are some of the most common mistakes that have robbed the world of truly incredible ideas, and what you can do to prevent the same fate happening to your own innovations. 1. Not validating the idea. Validation essentially means testing that there is an audience for a product or service. Having a great idea is one thing, but having a great idea that will sell is another. And if you want to make this a business, then you need to be able to sell it. To find out, you need to do some kind of trial run. This could mean selling a beta version, taking pre-orders, or running a Kickstarter. Anything as long as you are actively testing to see if the demand is there. 2. Not getting help. Too many inventors and innovators want to do everything themselves. Want to make a website? Then perhaps you think you have to create the logo yourself and learn HTML and Python. No. The way real professionals do it is to always outsource the most difficult parts of the process. This will save you time, and it will also result in a more professional final product, because it will be built by people who do this stuff for a living. 3. Not telling anyone the idea. Why don't entrepreneurs get help? Often it's because they don't want to tell people their ideas. Well, that makes it very hard indeed to get funding or even advice. If you're serious about your idea, then you need to start talking about it as soon as possible. Don't worry about people stealing your ideas. Either they have their own ideas, or they don't have the means to do anything about your idea. The best way to protect an idea is to do it first and to do it best. In other words, stop making excuses and just do it.